Let me know when you're ready. Tina, you good?
I'm
Afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our business meeting. Today's date is March 3, 2026. The time is 2:02 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Eberline and Matari. I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with a moment of silence. Okay, next up is the Pledge of Allegiance. JP, could I get you to start us?
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda? I have one item. We're going to pull 16 today.
Okay.
We discussed that earlier. Public comment. Anyone wish to speak? Anybody on the telephone? No? Okay. For meeting minutes, I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 4.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. For consent calendar, I move that we approve them, items 5 through 7.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. For payables, I move that we approve the payables from February 23 through 27, 2026, in the amount of $755,004.26, and jury panel payments in the amount of $3,208.48.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Okay, on to our first business item. This is a bid opening for bid number 2026-01, Landfill Compactor with solid waste. And we have our director, John Phillips, here. And I'll go ahead and open these and read them into the record. Okay. All righty, let's see what we got here. Okay, the first one, this is for Landfill Compactor bid number 2026-01. The bidder's name is Humdinger Equipment Limited, 3202 Clovis Road, Lubbock, Texas, 79415. And their bid amount is $1,499,900. And that's all you need read into the record, correct? Okay. Okay, the next one we have for bid number 2026-01 is Western States Equipment at 10780 North Highway 95. And their bid amount is $1,367,543.92.
Thank you.
And those are the only two bids that we received. And so I move that we acknowledge receipt of bids for bid number 2026-01 and forward them to Solid Waste and Legal for review.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you all. Next up, item 10. This is a board approval request pursuant to policy 930, payment of invoice K&H Integrated Print Solutions, envelope and secrecy sleeve production in the amount of $11,402.88 with our elections office and Asa Gray.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Asa Gray, Elections Director for the record. Before you today is a request per policy 930 to pay the attached invoice from K&H Integrated Print Solutions for the cost of producing and basically equipping ourselves with envelopes and secrecy sleeves to send out absentee ballots to those who request them for upcoming elections. This cost was budgeted in our current fiscal year's budget. However, it was over $10,000, as you can see, so I need your approval to pay it.
Thank you. Questions? I move that we approve the request pursuant to Policy 930, payment of invoice to K&H Integrated Print Solutions for their envelope and secrecy sleeve production in the amount of $11,402.88.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 11, contract for Canyon Creek Elementary School, 3.5 acres, Next Generation Logging LLC, Stubbs, Office of Emergency Management, and Ms. Littlefield, are you on the telephone?
Yes. Andrea Littlefield for the record. Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management is requesting the Board of County Commissioners to approve the contract between Kootenai County and Next Generation Logging LLC in the amount of $7,165 for 3.5 acres of hazard fuel treatment for the Canyon Creek Elementary Fire Smart program.
Thank you. Questions?
Nope.
I move that we approve the contract for Canyon Creek Elementary School, 3.5 acres, Next Generation Logging LLC, Stubbs, with the Office of Emergency Management.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up, item 12, board approval request. This is for invoice number 7125, Justice Building CNS Glass Company, Inc., with our Building and Grounds and our Director, Jeff Voeller.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is an invoice that exceeds the $10,000 threshold and that we need your approval to pay. It was a proposal that was approved by the County Commissioners for this work. The base bid was $68,397, and that's what was approved. However, you will see on this invoice, they did charge us the sales tax, which we are obligated to pay. They did not put that on the initial proposal, so that wasn't part of the initial budget. However, we did have $8,000 in that proposal that was approved as well for the follow-up work that we were to do to go in and repair the inside drywall. We are going to do a lot of that work ourselves with our building and ground teams. So I do believe we'll have the additional funds to cover that tax that we need to pay.
And they didn't put the sales tax on the invoice.
What's that?
They didn't put it in the sales tax block on the invoice.
They just added it together, didn't they?
It's- yeah. Okay. And the sales tax is on the materials, not the labor?
Materials only, not on labor, correct.
Yeah, okay.
And we're obligated to pay that with contracts.
All right. Any questions? No? I move that we approve the request for invoice 7125, Justice Building, CNS Glass Company, Inc., with Building and Grounds.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, board approval request. This is a proposal for a jail water heater replacement with Sletten and our Building and Grounds, and Director Voeller again.
So I briefed this last week at the status update just to let you know that it was coming. But just to reiterate, in early 2025, we replaced 5 water heaters. We separated 2 off from the jail water system that serve the kitchen only, and then there were 3 that were put in to serve the rest of the jail. We're still having problems with those systems. In fact, one of them is completely out right now. And so we engaged the mechanical engineer, Kitaruma, that's been working on the project with us through Sletten, and they did a full analysis of the jail hot water supply system. And it was found that we are undersized pretty significantly, actually, with those. When we did our initial project, we had 2 different contractors give us proposals on that. They both recommended the same thing. I think what we didn't understand at the time is that the 5 commercial washing machines are drawing an awful lot of water at 160-degree temperature. That's really taxing that system. And so what you have before you is a change order with Sletten to upgrade and replace those water heaters. It's recommended that we go with an on-demand system. So we are actually moving from just a little under 1,200,000 BTUs to 4 million BTUs of total output to handle the demand that we have on that system. So we understand that this is a strain on the county to kind of help offset this. We worked with the plumber, and there's no markup on the water heaters from the plumbing side of this. Normally, the plumber would provide markup and provide the whole package to this, to Sletten. But I made sure that the water heater company, through their engineering, had provided that directly to Sletten, so we have no markup for the plumber on this. Further, I negotiated with Sletten down from a 15% markup that they have from their contract to a 5.5% markup. That saved the county $30,000 on this project. And then we will be able to reuse 2 of those water heaters in the coroner's autopsy lab, and so should be able to get a credit on the contract with the coroner's autopsy lab as we move forward with that. So we are seeking your approval for this change order, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions, Mark? No. I'm a little bit curious because it's a pretty big number, about 330,000. Where did we kind of drop the ball? Because we just bought these things a year ago, and we knew that we were going to put finish out the jail pods, and it just seems like, how did we miss this?
Yeah, I think, when we talked, we had, like I said, we had 2 companies come in and, look at it, at the water system. And, I think what nobody realized at that time is that the demand from those washing machines were just so significant that people didn't understand that was taxing the system. We thought it was, just old boilers, old equipment. And, we came in with similar BTUs to what we had in previously as far as an output. But it obviously became very apparent that it was more than just a BTU issue. It was, or more than an old equipment issue. It was really that BTU. And,
yeah, I think
even the engineers misunderstood the usage that the laundry gets. It's 24/7, and they base it on a motel, which is usually a 2 or 3 hour window. So after really digging into this with the Cataruma, it was determined that, it was a lot more than that.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just, understanding what happened so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
That's ultimately, it's water under the bridge at this point, but we don't want to be in this situation where we're buying things and we're not paying close attention to what our needs are. And, I don't think contractors are going to ask the right questions a lot of times. And so it's incumbent upon us to do that.
Yeah.
They should have some liability there too.
Well, I mean,
They're the ones that put it in.
well, and they recommended that we stick with that. What about the other water heaters? Are we going to get is there any salvage value with that? Can we put them out on an auction site or?
So there's 3 water heaters. 1 is not working. 2 of them I will be able to reuse. So we're down 1 water heater.
What is the one that's not working? Is that warranty?
It was warranted once, and then it failed again. That's what really triggered this concept that we were having a problem. And so the manufacturer of that said they will not warranty it a second time because it is a demand problem, not a product problem.
So
It's causing it to fail.
Okay.
I guess we need to be more careful when we're buying stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. So, all right, well, we don't really have much of a choice on this one. So I move that we approve the request for the proposal for the jail water heater replacement with Sletten and Building and Grounds.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is item 14, board approval request, separation and release agreement, Parks and Waterways with Human Resources, Cecilia Sweet.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. For the record, Cecilia Sweet, Interim HR Director. At the Human Resources meeting on February 17th, the Commissioners met with HR and Legal to discuss a separation and release agreement for a Parks employee. The Board of County Commissioners agreed to the provisions of the agreement and gave direction to move forward. The employee has agreed to the separation and release agreement, and we've obtained his signature. And so we are requesting the BOCC final approval and Chairman Matari's signature.
Thank you. Questions?
Nope.
No. I move that we approve the request for separation and release agreement with Parks and Waterways and HR.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 15, board approval request, retirement and release agreement with Juvenile Diversion and HR again, Cecilia Sweet.
Okay, also at the HR meeting on February 17th, the commissioners met with HR and legal to discuss the retirement and separation agreement for a juvenile diversion employee. The commissioners agreed to the provisions and moved forward. The employee has agreed to their retirement and separation agreement, and we've obtained their signature. We are requesting final approval and Chairman Matari's signature.
Thank you. Questions?
Nope. Yep.
I move that we approve the request for retirement and release agreement with Juvenile Diversion and HR.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Item 16 has been pulled, so next up is item 17. This is a board approval request, funds for emergency radio repair at the Sheriff's Office, at the jail, and Lieutenant Nathan Norris.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Yeah, we have an invoice total of $30,606.43 from Day Wireless. I'm seeking contingency funds in the amount of $15,303.22 to pay for half of that now that the new bidirectional antenna has been installed and is working properly.
That's right, because we had that issue.
Right.
Yeah. Questions?
Nope.
I move that we approve the request, funds for the emergency radio repair at the Sheriff's Office with the jail.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up is item 18. This is a request for approval for jail TV filming with Langley Productions with our Sheriff's Office, the jail. Captain Jeremy Heil, are you on the telephone?
Yes, I am, Commissioners. Captain Jeremy Howell for the record. Recently, we were contacted by Langley Productions, which is the parent company of both Cops and Jail TV show. They're wanting to film in our jail. We met with them and spoke with them, and we believe this is a good way to highlight the hard work that our people are doing in the jail, as well as the problems that we're facing. It would also be a good recruiting tool. Let's see. Any filming would be conducted under strict guidelines to ensure safety and privacy of the inmates, the staff, and the public. All footage will be subject to Sheriff's Office review and would comply with applicable laws, policies, and security protocols. And participation by inmates would be voluntary, and no confidential or sensitive information will be released. It was approved through legal, and this requires zero money from the county.
Any questions on this? I have a couple. Captain Heil, you talk about security protocols, and this kind of just came upon us last week. What security protocols would have to be put in place for this?
Preventing any we don't allow pictures or filming in the jail as a regular basis for the movements of deputies around the jail and how we do our daily work. However, they can limit that in the booking area with this show, and if they film something that we don't like, as we would not allow anybody else to film for security reasons, then we will prevent that from being aired before the whole thing goes to air.
And what about staffing requirements? Because you're going to have more people in the jail, cameras, things like that. Is that going to add? Go ahead.
No more than usual. There's one camera person and one producer, and they will stay in the booking area. They'll be vetted before they come into the building, and then because booking never is without a deputy, then they don't need to be specially escorted around. They will just follow the deputy or deputies that we have on duty.
Yeah.
For what purpose is it?
It's
it's a TV show that they produce, but for us personally, the recruiting tool and highlighting highlighting with some of the issues that we've had publicly with the fentanyl overdoses and things. It's a good way to highlight the things that we are doing to prevent things like that. And then, like I said, a recruiting tool to hopefully get more visibility for our jail to get more people to come apply.
And so is someone going to go through all the footage to make sure that none of the footage is going to compromise security or have anything that could be a liability issue for us?
Yep. Me and my staff will sit and watch all of it as it is prepared. What they do is they come, they film it, and then once they're done filming, they start to produce it. They'll provide it to us, and we'll go through all of it. And then once it's all approved, then it will air sometime later.
Yeah. Is there a time constraint on this?
As far as like when we approve it,
Yes.
or like when they come in.
Does it have to be approved today? Like there's some pending issue that because I kind of I'm of the opinion that we probably should have the entire board here for this one.
I concur because
That's why it's all dependent upon. It's all dependent upon when it's approved as to when we set up the filming.
Okay.
So
we could push it off a week and do this with all members of the board, and that would not create a stress on any existing conversations, a time constraint.
no, not at all.
Okay, would that be
And even
okay?
if the potential timing, the potential timing for filming, I believe, was May anyway. So pushing off the next week it wouldn't even affect that.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's prudent.
Okay. All right, then we'll do that. Commissioner Eberline feels the same way.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want me to just resubmit this for next week?
Probably, yeah. Let's just put it back on.
Okay, sounds good.
right.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Captain. All right, next up is item 19, contract renewal Kootenai County video tour, CGI Digital with the BOCC and Sara Masters.
Yes, so I mentioned this in the status update last week. We have several videos on our county website that are being paid for through advertisements from local businesses. And the county has been in 2 3-year contracts with a company called CGI to host these on the website. CGI reached out, said our contract expired back in October and wanted to know if we wanted to renew it and keep the videos on our website or not move forward and remove those videos. Commissioner Duncan is not here. She did email over and mentioned that there is no termination clause on the contract. I went back and checked the other contract. There was no termination clause on that either. I reached out to the vendor. They've added a line in there, which I don't feel changes anything, but it says that they will honor any request for termination upon 30 days notice, as long as we agree to display the video program with the participating sponsors from our homepage for the duration of the business sponsorship fulfillment. So to me, you're canceling, but you still have to have the videos up with all of the advertisers on there. So I don't know that it changes anything, but that was a concern on Commissioner Duncan's part.
I don't know, Commissioner Eberline, what do you think? It's just, it sounds like it's just a way for a business to generate some ad revenue off of traffic that goes to these county and municipal websites. That's what it sounds like.
Advertising.
But it's a free service, so it's not like...
So it's been on the county's website for, as best I can tell, the last 6 years, and most people would never even know it was there. I had to tell IT where it was on the website because it's not something that they maintain. It's done through the CGI company.
Where does that, there's a term, it's called free.
Well, nothing's free.
Yes.
It's either money or your time, or both, or something else, your information.
Yeah. So
I think we should be very cautious, particularly since this is in this platform.
Well, then we can ask them to allow that if we terminate, we remove everything.
I can ask. I don't know that they'll go for that because what they're selling is the advertising, and that's what's paying for these videos. So they're approaching these local businesses and saying, hey, we're going to advertise for you for this cost for 3 years, and here's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
The only other side to this as well is that there is a quasi-implied endorsement by having these businesses promoted on a county website. And that could be problematic to a degree
agree.
too. So if we were not to renew this, it would just, what would happen to that page?
So it's not even a page, it's just a button on the county's main homepage, and that button would just disappear.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay?
So I guess we should do a motion to deny it. I move that we deny the contract renewal for Kootenai County Video Tour with CGI Digital and the BOCC.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Motion carries. Next up, item 20, East Side Fire District Annexation, Magnuson, Hermosillo, with the BOCC, and Dave Ferguson.
Commissioners, as it says on the agenda, this is a request for annexation of 2 properties into the East Side Fire District, one for Magnuson, the other one for Hermosillo. The East Side Fire District published notice as required and held a hearing and approved annexation. These properties are contiguous to parcels that are already in the fire district, which is required. So really, the only thing left is for the board to go ahead and approve annexation.
Okay. Any questions or concerns on that?
Nope.
All right, I move that we approve the East Side Fire District Annexation, Magnuson, Hermosillo, with the BOCC.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up, item 21, Second Amendment to Weed Spraying Agreement with Buczaks Spray Service LLC, doing business as Panhandle Spray Service with Noxious Weeds, and our director, Nick Snyder.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record for items 21 through 25. Indeed, before you is our annual weed spray contract with Buczaks Spray Service in the amount of $59,200 necessary to treat noxious weeds on county-owned properties as required by Idaho code. Funding for the spray contractor was approved in our current fiscal year budget. Council has prepared the contract and it's ready for your consideration.
Thank you. Questions? Nope. I move that we approve the Second Amendment to Weed Spraying Agreement, Buczaks Spray Service LLC, doing business as Panhandle Spray Service with our noxious weeds.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 22, Independent Contractor Agreement, Harrison Breakwater Repair, Bellingham Marine Industries, Inc., with Parks and Waterways and Director Snyder.
So before you is a contract with Bellingham Marine, the amount of $106,000, which is necessary to repair the Harrison Breakwater due to damage caused by the December windstorm. The repair is being paid by iCrimp. We have received the check for the work, less our deductible. Council has prepared the contract. It's ready for your consideration.
Thank you. Questions?
Nope.
I move that we approve the independent contractor agreement with Harrison Breakwater Repair, Bellingham Marine Industries, Inc., and Parks and Waterways.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 23, financial budget, authorization to purchase dock building materials with Parks and Waterways. Director Snyder.
Per policy 930, the department is required to seek BOCC approval to expend funding in excess of $10,000. As per my memo to the board dated February 24th, we are requesting authorization to expend $23,068.73 necessary to purchase concrete dock decking materials to construct new docks at county marine facilities. Notably, purchasing them in bulk will save the county, i.e. the boaters, $12,000.
Thank you. Questions? Nope. I move that we approve the authorization to purchase dock building materials with Parks and Waterways.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Now, I think these next two we should be able to do together. Item 24, which is Resolution 2026-33, classify records, Parks and Waterways, and noxious weed control. And Resolution 2026-34, destroy records, Parks and Waterways, and noxious weed control. Director Snyder.
Housekeeping item, Commissioners. As you see often, we have a lot of old records that are due to be reclassified and destroyed.
Questions?
Nope.
I move that we approve Resolution 2026-33 to classify records with Parks and Waterways and noxious weed control, and Resolution 2026-34, destroy records, Parks and Waterways, and noxious weed control. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Director Snyder. Next up, public comment. Does anyone wish to speak? Anybody on the telephone? Nope. 2:32, meeting adjourned.